thank you very much, Mohammed, for agreeing to speak to us about free energy, because we've been having a conversation about this, and I have been made aware by the things you've said that I really didn't take in implications. So, what is the effects that the free energy is going to have on people's lives? That's what I didn't understand.
Yeah, it's going to have immense effects because if one of the biggest effects is work. Because people slave all the working lives really just to pay for the bills. Energy bills being one of them, or it could be all of them. But people have been working harder and harder and longer. But with the prospect of free energy, that intensive work does no longer apply.
I think it's really interesting as you say this, because Sweden's just gone down to a 6-hour working day, which is like, well, that's always interesting to see people reducing the working day for people. But it's all right. So the thing about the free energy, you're saying that because the bills will go right down to virtually nothing, is what you're saying, just administration of the energy service presumably.
Yeah.
So that's going to save a lot of money out of people's pockets. But then you were saying about how free energy would affect other things that we consume. So how would that work?
Well, it would. I want to say about the work. By not working as well, we're freeing up our life to live the way we should be living our lives in that way. We don't have to live our life just to work, and we've got a lot more time to live the life the way we want to and the way we should be.
Well, let me play devil's advocate with all this then, because okay, I can see my energy bills are going to write down. That's going to save me a whole bunch of money. I don't have to work so hard anymore. I've still got to eat. I've still got to have a roof over my head. These things, aren't these things going to cost me just as much as before?
No, not at all. Because with free energy, then food becomes cheaper. It becomes, or it could be free, or virtually free, because a lot of the costs in food are the energy costs of producing the food.
Of course, right. So that's what you're saying. So all the things that people use to produce food, like the machines and whatever things they put on land, that all costs money.
Yeah.
And if the cost of those things goes way down, then the cost of food goes way down.
Yeah.
Then that means that the prices of food goes way down. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any. It's quite a myth about food being scarce.
Okay.
Because many countries produce great amounts of food, far more than they can hope to consume.
Now I've got it. The distribution of food, the distribution costs drop to virtually nothing because the energy is free.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. So if my beans come all the way from some other country and suddenly it costs a fraction of the amount to transport it because the energy is free, then the price has got to go right down.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to get there now, right. Yeah. So what is it that makes you feel that free energy has gone from a myth or a pipe dream to reality? What's changed?
Well, it's never been, it's always been a reality. It's just that the people haven't been aware that it's been a reality. But it's always been, free energy has always been possible. But we're coming to a stage now where the road to free energy is becoming ever closer. So it's sort of been phased in. So we're developing systems now that are becoming sort of freer energy than they were before. But ultimately, it's going to lead to completely free energy.
Right, because there was a time a while ago that if someone developed a free energy device, either the person mysteriously disappeared or the patents got bought up. So you're saying that's not going to be possible anymore? Yeah.
It's not going to be possible now because we're approaching critical mass of that, where the information is becoming too widely available.
I've got you. Yeah, this critical mass, that's the key thing. That helps me to understand. So that's what it was. So 5 years ago I heard about these different energy devices that were free, and people talk about them, and then a few months later, not a dicky bird. So that's over. Now I'm going to just show you something I got from a friend on Facebook, and it's about this project in India, and the Indian government and big business are involved. So it does look like what you're saying is happening.
Yeah.
Very exciting times we're living in.
Yeah.
Now you did say something about the stock market. How does the stock market link with this free energy? Because there's an important connection there.
Yeah. Well, the two, the two systems don't go together. The stock market is a very commercial-driven, a control-driven mechanism. Really thrives on scarcity. Yes. So the two things can't go together. When you've got complete abundance and free, it's not something that capital can make use of that.
So you're saying that the money system is going to go. Is that right?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah,
well, that's a really big one.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one of all.
We're at the moment, we're seeing the signs of the become more apparent about the money system beginning to implode.
Right. So what specific signs are there that the money system is collapsing?
Well, if you look around the world, and you can see from the oil prices, as one of the examples, $147 down for a barrel, down to $42 a barrel. The Chinese stock market has been, falling almost on a daily basis. It's 45% down over the past few months.
Is it really?
Yeah. And and then the stock markets are beginning to fall in other countries as well. And the emerging markets have been in serious trouble.
Right, so China is one of the world's major manufacturer of cheap goods. If their stock market's fallen by almost half, that's going to affect everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
That process can only accelerate to, just an end of that particular system.
So you're saying that the end times of the old system really are upon us?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's given me a great deal to think about. I do accept I don't perhaps pay as much attention to the news as I perhaps should do, so I'm very grateful for everything that you're sharing about this. So, is there any other thing you'd like to add about the free energy and the collapse of the old system, just to help people understand more?
Well, I might make it sound as though it's some sort of easy road. I don't, I just don't think it's going to be as easy as perhaps make it sound. Because there's a lot of turmoil on the way, and that can be quite devastating in many different ways.
Yes. So, what's the best advice to give people about to handle all this situation?
Well, I think the best way is to try and to aim for as much self-sufficiency as you can get, and and not to participate in the sort of money-centered system of buying consumer extravagances and things like that.
Yes, to break the addictive pattern of consumerism.
Yeah.
And become more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mohammed's told you exactly what we need to do, so thank you very much.
Thank you.